Welcome to the shit show.
It is the All Elite Wrap-Up for August 28, 2025. You want violence.
Love the violence. That is what I'm here for. That is what I love. It speaks to my soul. Some people are all like, yeah, you know what I like? I like companionship, or I like, gifts is my love language. My love language is black fucking eyes. That's what I love. I want to see black and blue over people's faces and arms and legs. That's what it is. Violence. If I don't see blood, it was an okay night. That's why Darby Allin is probably my favorite wrestler. Yeah. Oh, I explained it to everybody.
Explain this to your therapist?
I explained it. I was like, hey, look, here's the thing about me. And I know everyone thinks that it's weird, but here's my thing. I think you're the problem, not me. I love violence. And we all love violence because look at what the number one fucking thing in this country is. It's not tennis. It's not tennis. You know what I'm saying, brother?
True.
It is violence. Love it.
I mean,
and if you don't like violence, that's fine. You can be wrong, but jump on board. Pro wrestling.
Jump on board, just like our fans do in the chat, like Theo P75 right now. This is Walking DVT Mac. He's in the chat. Everybody can get in the chat if you're watching us live. If you're looking at me right now, we're doing this live. We do this each and every week without fail on Thursdays at 7, normally 7 p.m. ish, but we have to go a little early this week.
Yeah, look, hey, we're men of a certain age. We have plans. Things happen. And so tonight I'm going to a college football game between the University of Cincinnati and the University of Nebraska. Yes, I live in Kansas City because it's going to be at Arrowhead, the best stadium.
But you went to one of these universities.
No. My father-in-law is season ticket holder for like 20 fucking years. And so he got him. Guess what? Today's my wife's birthday. You know what she doesn't care to do? Go to a football game. But that's what she's doing. So haha. And so that's what we're doing tonight.
That's fun.
Also,
so he's a Nebraska season ticket holder for the 20 years. That's about one of the shittiest 20-year stretches in Nebraska football.
Well, he graduated from him. Yeah, but he graduated there. So he was there when the, the fun times. So
he has fond memories of the good old days.
Yeah, he still remembers those Tommy Frazier, Tom Osborne days for sure. But so we're men of a certain age. We got plans. We do things. And that's what I'm doing tonight. Also, speaking of doing things, because we're so busy. Yeah, but we're so busy. Let's just get the elephant. Let's address the elephant in the room. We're very busy men. Tim, you have 2 children. You're married. Your wife is a jet setter going from one city to another city all the fucking time. I am doing a million different things. My wife, another jet setter, going and doing all the stuff. So we couldn't make it in our schedules for Tim to wear the fucking shirt. But don't you fret, individuals and friends of the show. We'll get it to him and he will wear it. So just letting you know, that's why I'm not giving you shit this week. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. You gotta catch me.
Well, I'm gonna fucking, I'll give it to your son. He can race you down and put it on you.
He's out in the middle of nowhere right now. Good luck with that. You drive 4 hours to find him.
He'll fucking throw a bowling ball and take your kneecaps out.
So I unfortunately lost the picks game because, and we're going to talk about this in a call, some of the weirdness that I think about that main event. But the baby faces won in the ladder of or the Cage of Doom match, whatever. We had the lights out steel cage match, and that puts you over the top.
It did.
You still are in possession of this shirt, however.
But you're going to have it.
I am the rightful owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we got really big stakes for the next pay-per-view because the next pay-per-view, I'm sorry. So we will pick the next pay-per-view. That will be fine. But whoever wins that one, that's where the big stakes are because you, Tim, will have to wear it at Wrestle Dream when we're there in St. Louis. Yeah.
No,
so it's going to be so much fun. Yeah,
no, we did not agree to that. No,
yeah,
nobody,
totally did.
Nope.
Yeah.
Breach of
100%.
contract impending, if that's the case.
That's in the details right here. Right?
To get your lawyers involved with that. Hope your retainer is up to speed. Yeah.
We got some fun stuff to talk about. So, Tim, why don't we just kick it off with, actually, I apologize, a little bit of change in schedule. You notified me that we have some special topics to cover.
We have a contributor contribution. We have a contributor call here. Ash Hendricks has sent us an email, which is a reminder that you too can do this. You can send us an email, right? You can type one out. You can record yourself, video or audio. You can send it to us. And if it's appropriate, we will read or play it right here and we will discuss, because we want to talk to you first and foremost. I mean, the show is about us. You want to know what we're doing in our lives, and then you want to talk to us about wrestling. But we want to talk to you about wrestling as well. You know what I mean? So send us some stuff. And we've got our senior European correspondent, one of our longest tried and true friends here, Ash Hendricks.
Back in your lives, ears, hearts. It's me, international correspondent, Wagwan Popcorn. Gentlemen, I'm quite sad. I'm sitting on the toilet trying to force a poo out my asshole, but I'm sad about a couple things here. The first two things are this: Forbidden Door was in London, and I wasn't there. I wasn't in attendance. And then the second thing was, like, the other guys did their live Monday night show in my hometown, and I wasn't in attendance for that one either. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sad about that, but it is what it is. We get mission failed. We get him next time, boys. But just a quick one, yeah. Right? You know what really fucking irked me about Forbidden Door? I'm fairly sure you guys had the same rational thinking that I did. But that ending segment when Will was getting jumped by the bad guys, the babyfaces all tried to push in the door. Why did nobody think to hop the fucking cage? That shit really irked me, because fucking Marina Shafir hopped the fucking cage with whatever the fuck she was holding, like a, you know what I mean? So no one thought, like, hey, maybe we should jump the cage instead and we can save our friend from getting killed. Obviously they need to write him off, or write Will Ospreay off so he can heal his neck and that. That's fine, I completely understand that, but fuck me. Did no one ever think, yo, this might be stupid, considering we've done all these high-risk moves off the cage there? We wouldn't, our first instinct when a locked door is around is to jump over the cage and try and sort the shit out. That shit really pissed me off. You know what I mean? Not like it dampened the whole thing. Nothing like that or anything like that, but, like, just like, that's the most logical thing that no one thought to do that. Like, it makes your baby faces look really fucking stupid. Yeah, but that's all I really wanted to comment on. I got, I'm in the middle of doing stuff and sorting my life out here. But, yeah, have a good show, boys. And, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Yeah.
Well, first off,
up on that one.
Well, I was gonna say, first off, hopefully your constipation helps and relieves yourself so you can poo better, as you mentioned. So that's first off. Always hope for for the best health for our international correspondent. Second,
you tried Taco Bell and whiskey?
Yeah, there you go. Or just fucking any fast food 3 times in a row. Just bop, 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 bop. Oh, okay, burgers got it that time.
That good American fast food. You guys have standards over there?
Yeah, you go,
like regulations?
We use meat in our fucking tacos. Yeah. Lame. Yeah. Microplastics.
Speaking of, Adam Pearson is in the chat. He says, "Evening, gentlemen. Hope all is well in your worlds." Yeah, we were just talking about how, like, you have food standards and regulations, and that's why your food doesn't just clean right out of your system like ours does with just a rapid fire machine gun. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. So, for that to be said about the Ospreay taking him out, I agree. He did need to be taken out, and it makes sense that he would be taken out by, Moxley, because then when he comes back, hopefully, right, that lines up. There was a little bit of pushback because the baby faces were trying to get in, and I think it was Yuta had like a chair and was like in Gabe Kidd, and they were like, Here's what I thought would have been better, because I thought the same exact thing, Ash.
I should have won the match, and then you would have to wear the shirt.
No. The right way ended it. The match.
Okay. Right.
This is what I would have done. We already established that Gabe Kidd has those cringiest dog barkers or whatever the fuck. They're the War Dogs or whatever. Bullet Club, War Dogs, Gold Member, 1948, whatever. Those 3 fucking goofs.
Bullet Club V6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What I would have done is baby faces win. Hey, that's great. The heels lock the door still. try to attack Ospreay. As the baby faces run, then you get the barking dog guys, and they beat them up. And so now they're getting in fist fights outside, and then you can do all your shit to Will Ospreay because the cage is, got him in there, and the baby faces are getting beat up by whoever those guys were. The guys that were on the pre-show against the Ops, those guys. So, yeah. That's what I would have done. What would you have done besides have the heels win?
Well, the heels should have won, and then they just would have beat everybody up, and it would have been great.
Yep.
And then you would have been wearing the shirt. But yeah, if nothing else, same thing. They try to climb the cage, and then Wheeler's going up there with a chair and smacking your hands down, and what are you going to do about it, right? You at least have to show that, you can get in there.
Well, and also to Ash's point, there were so many insanely extreme spots that I would think Darby, for example, would be like, I don't give a shit that you're hitting my pinkies. Like, I'm still jumping in. So I would have had them get beat up by the barking guys.
The guy had his ear ripped straight off his head. You think he
you think he cares about a pinky or something?
Adam Pearson chimed in. He said, also Forbidden Door was great, but he also did say they have insane high food standards. Subway in America can't call their bread as it has too much sugar in it. It's technically cake. And he always puts on weight in America. Well,
yeah, that makes sense. I will say they also put styrofoam in their bread. So that's what keeps the preservative of the bread to stay as tall as it does. Subway, I've always thought, is funny because people are like, I'm eating healthy. I'm going to have a Subway sandwich. I'm like, that's just a Lunchable with plastic in it.
So, Adam, you missed the point here, right? So if they eat the Subway and the cake bread, they get fatter faster. They have to go pay for their health care faster. And then they'll die quicker and not have to drain the minimal social services that we do.
There it
See
is.
how all that works?
Yep.
Isn't that wonderful? That works great.
Yeah, I tell you what,
waste all your time on standards. We just speed the shit up.
Yeah, if anyone's got this living right, it's America.
Yeah. Adam Pearson does say, weird how a man who climbed Everest got foiled by a child swinging a chair.
That's what it just didn't line up. Again, have them get beat up by the dog barking guys, and then I think you got a better example.
Sucks, and the fuck you, Yuta. I'm glad, and fast forward here, this is Dynamite. Spoiler, we got his hometown telling him he sucks and booing. The Yuta hate is strong now. I love it.
Trust me, Tim. There's a couple objectives I have for when we go to Dynamite in Kansas City. We got front row, opposite camera, so you're going to see us the entire time. I'm going to be in a bright orange shirt, my Taz ECW original t-shirt. I am going to let every fucking person know that Yuta sucks.
That Yuta sucks.
There's not going to be an individual in that fucking arena or on television that doesn't know.
Person giving me a hot dog at the counter doesn't even watch wrestling. They're going to be like, yeah, I know. Yuta sucks. I've heard it a lot.
Yeah. They are all going to know that Yuta sucks.
Yeah.
And you know what, Yuta?
Parking attendant.
I do not. Yeah. All of them. I'm going to let the fucking hockey players that play their games there know that Yuta sucks. Like, Yuta sucks.
Sucks.
The worst.
Yeah.
Worst. All right, let's talk about that though.
Kyle Fletcher knows he sucks though.
Yeah, let him know. I agree. He's fucking really big in person. He is way bigger than I thought. I was like, I think I could take you. I feel like I still could take you, but goddamn, that's gonna be hard. Anyhow, let's talk about Dynamite, and what we're gonna do is kind of sprinkle in that Forbidden Door results as we talk about it. So last night we were in the 2300 Arena, Philadelphia, PA. The home of Extreme, the original home of ECW. I actually got to go and visit 2300 Arena. Didn't get to go inside because there was no event, but I walked around. I was like, oh, this is where New Jack and all this stuff. Anyhow, they're there. And before we even get...
That might be his bloodstain right there.
You never know. Before we even get into a match, we get Copeland and Cage, as Copeland's liking to call them, CNC, which I don't hate that.
CNC, that works, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, especially for those guys. Like CNC things, I think the 90s, which, them.
Yep. Yeah, it fits. I don't know why we didn't think of it. We kept saying, I even was like, look, I'm going to call him ENC for a while so I can get through this story. And then, why it didn't hit that it's CNC. Yeah, it's CNC.
Yep. So they come out and they talk about how, first off, they were able to resolve, I guess, air quotes, the Christian dilemma by at Forbidden Door. They beat Killswitch and Kip Sabian. And then they turned their attention to Adam Copeland's issue with FTR. And they are like, you guys are fucking bitches, all this stuff, right? That then leads FTR to come out. And we're getting back and forth, back and forth. What we end up getting is at the next pay-per-view in Toronto, All Out, we are going to get CNC, Copeland and Christian, versus FTR in a tag match. Now, I think the funnest part of this that we'll talk about was Christian had the microphone, because this is really the first time he's addressing FTR in the AEW sphere. Obviously, probably, we know that they're friends, but like in the AEW sphere, this is the first time that they've interacted. And he starts instantly with his, Dax, I understood you had a father.
Which is great, because Dax has been the family guy the whole time too, right?
Yeah,
they both have families, but he's always the one who's like, my daughter, and I do this for my family.
And so Copeland's like, wait a minute. We're not going to be assholes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And then the crowd was like, no, we want to hear it. And to his credit, he goes, you guys are sickos, fine. And he hands him the mic. And Christian kind of just goes, yeah, and they're dead bitches, or whatever he said.
That bitch is dead.
Yeah, that bitch is dead. Yeah. And then that's how we get it. So I think it was all good. But again, the kind of thing that comes out of this.
But I like how FTR was fun too when he started, because he was like, we had this happen at the thing, and he was like, and now I want the person responsible, the referee, and he's like, I heard your family's here, right? And he's like, what if you had to tell them that you failed because of an absolute moron at your job, right? And he's like, because that's what I had to tell them. He's like, that's what I had to do. I like that. Yeah, they're good in this heel run. I'm gonna give them that. They're doing better than I would have thought, right? Like they're punchable face assholes, right? When they really want to be.
And Stokely is just doing everything great. Because when, in this example, when Dax is the one that's taking the microphone and being like, I'm going to run down this referee, Stokely is moping around because he wanted to be the manager of the champions, which at Forbidden Door, they end up losing. We get new champions, Bandito and Brody King, which was interesting. And we'll talk about the Hurt Syndicate and what they did later on in the episode. But apparently, and I didn't catch this, the wrong guy was pinned. So maybe, technically, they didn't actually lose the match. So we'll see what happens on that part. But again, at All Out, we're going to get Christian. We're going to get
Sounds
Copeland,
like they get a
FTR.
rematch at Collision that CNC fucks up also for them and then cements the CNC. Yeah.
I will say that feels the most right for this story, because the four of them are such WWE brained storytellers. Not to say that anything's bad about them, but that is a classic WWE thing.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Right. And so we'll just put a little twist and, add the dead dad thing or something like that, and we're good to go. So I agree. That probably most likely will happen.
I like that we're not going to abandon, at least right now, the Christian being a fucking, like a conceited prick and insulting your dead fathers. That, like, I like this when we can do that. When a character doesn't change who they are, we just now are cheering them, right? Like we're cheering the shitty things they do. I like when you can do that well, and they do it well.
And I like that Copeland is not naive to it either, right? He's like, hey, come on, get better. And Christian's like, no. And he's like, but I kind of think you are, so fine, fuck it, whatever. Because I do think that there's this thing with Copeland.
He likes it, but he just thinks we're not supposed to do that now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, because Copeland is just as much of an asshole as Christian has, which we've seen in his entire career. Yeah. All right, so let's keep it moving. We first get our first matchup of the night, and it is the former AEW champion, Jon Moxley, leader of the Death Riders, versus the, storyless Daniel Garcia, just walking out in red pants now, red underwear.
I've got an idea for that. But before we continue on this, I did have an idea that FTR, before we leave them, once we get through this, they need to take a couple weeks, and the storyline being that they're trying to train and help Stokely on how to get hoes. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to have a couple weeks of them trying and failing massively of getting Stokely to learn how to get hose. It's going to be comedy gold. But anyway, back to this.
I agree. But then I do. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to this. All right. So again, the storyless Daniel Garcia, which maybe not so much at the end of this, we get Moxley, we get Garcia, really fun match. One thing that kind of irked me a little bit, because it was a good classic hard hitting match. Another reason why I believe that Jon Moxley is the shapeshifter that he is you want just a not normal, but a good classic wrestling match. Well, here you go. Daniel Garcia, him and Moxley going at it. But the thing that I was like, okay, what are we doing? When Garcia has the sharpshooter, dragon tamer, whatever he calls it, and he's leaning back so far, but then Moxley can just hook his head and then pull him down. What? Like, you would think.
Yeah.
What?
So
you know what I mean?
Here's how I'm going to play all this if I'm writing this, right? Because we did get this sort of like, they came back out or came back and were, I don't know, treating Daniel Garcia differently than somebody else who they just beat, right? You know, the Death Riders. Yeah,
so that's the case. So Jon Moxley gets the victory. This is where you had mentioned Yuta gets in the ring and he's talking to the crowd. And before he gets into his part, he says on behalf of Moxley, hey, Darby, you're not getting a fucking match, because Darby Allin did a promo where he put All In and the blood from his ear and burned the building. So All In is what his challenge is, or All Out, excuse me. All Out is his challenge. And Yuta is talking to us saying, Moxley isn't going to do it. Shut up, Darby, you're an idiot. But behind him is when Moxley is like kind of whispering sweet nothings in Garcia's ear. Felt like he's recruiting Daniel Garcia. What say you?
So I would have Garcia stumble a little bit more, a couple more weeks of just this kind of nothingness, but trying to like relive the old days, right? We're going to get the dance. Let's get him a little more good. They introduced us to the super duper tippy top rope superplex in this match, if I recall correctly. Let's call it that, right? Like, and Moxley being like, see, you don't get it, right? Now he's trying to recruit him like he did. He's like, you need to drop all that fucking, you know what I mean? The dance and the whatever and come be a killer and learn this. And he Stockholm syndromes that for a little bit until we then get him, right? Like when he's getting better, he's getting wins. He wants to do the dance, right? And they're like, you fucking dance, right? And they're fucking suppressing that shit until that builds up enough and we get the whole crowd fucking demanding it again, right? And then we get the fucking dance again as he frees himself from the chains of the Death Riders, right? We out Yuta the original Yuta plan that we all thought was doing here.
Yeah, because I do think if we jump ahead a little bit, the thing that will make Garcia and Yuta interesting is I'm the favorite. Moxley loves me more than you. There's going to be some of that friction because they're in the same kind of right. Yeah.
I would even love it if we did a la the Vince McMahon with the Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, like, and them both trying to like get his attention, like them both trying to fiend to be the coolest little Death Rider for Moxley, where he's like, what in the fuck? Like, would you guys knock it off?
Well, Claudio, I would think would do that, right? Because Moxley's like, yeah, of course, everyone fucking loves me. And then like he leaves and Claudio like holds the two of them back. He's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Fucking children,
Stop.
what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Yelling at them in German, and they're like, did you know what he fucking said? I don't know. But almost a little bit of a Dark Order-ish right here with the Death Riders. Yeah.
But before we get there, we do have this bit of, I guess, recruitment. Now, if you watched AEW social media, after the whole event, they interview Garcia and he talks about how, he was the one in the parking lot trying to fight the Death Riders. But then when you fast forward to tonight, Ospreay's gone, Swerve's gone. Those leaders aren't here. And here I do get my opportunity to face the Death Riders. And I lost. I made a mistake. I lost. Now, the Magic Man, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, is standing there. And he's kind of looking at him like, are you about to go to the dark side? That is an interesting, because does he turn on him? Does he have him?
He should.
Or does he say, hey, join me? Like, I'm going. It's pretty dope. You're not doing anything. Join me. Because now So we got Garcia
Dark
being
magic.
recruited. Well, yeah, because now we got Garcia being recruited. If you remember Collision and Dynamite, Statlander's still getting recruited. So it seems as if maybe we're growing these Death Riders because also Gabe Kidd seems like official Death Rider.
Oh, yeah, because if the Don Callis family grows to 20 people, you're going to have 20 people in the Death Riders, right?
You got Pac coming back eventually, so Pac most likely will be back. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Death Riders form moving forward. So, yeah, we got Moxley winning the match, Garcia telling Darby to fuck off.
What you called the Don Callis family the mid-WO now, but I was just thinking, I was like, we call them the mid-card mafia.
Yeah, the mid-card mafia. They just do M's.
That would be great. If somebody would do that to make fun of the main event, like the mid-card mafia, but like, you're not going to get that group of guys to do it. But
yeah. So we come back from break, and Yuta is still in the ring. We get 2 segments of Yuta. That fucking sucks.
Yutas.
Yeah. And he talks about being a ring crew member.
Heat. They wanted that Philly heat, and they got it.
Yeah, and he talks about being, a ring crew member when he was a kid in this arena. He talks about what he's talking about. How the Death Riders took out Danielson. They took out Chuck Taylor. They took out Will Ospreay, and then there's a signal, the bat signal, except for it's an H because it's Hook.
Yeah.
And Hook comes out. First off, looks like Hook got some tattoos, some new tattoos, looking
looks like he got some WWE diet going on a little bit too. He got a little swolled up.
Good. The tattoos though, he's starting to look like a 10-year-old sticker book. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is all these just random things doing on your body? You know? Because I think he's got the no
tattoo
fear.
Advice from Steve-O.
Yeah, it's like he's getting because he got like tattoo or eyes behind his head or whatever the fuck.
A banana on one calf. You got a fucking
yeah. Now he came out to a new song. No More Action Bronson.
Yeah. This is an interesting song too. This is I don't know.
I like the song. I do like the song. I don't know if it fits Hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the title of the song, so it's by J.J. Johansson, for anyone who wants to know. And the title of the song is So Tell the Girl That I'm Back in Town, which makes me think this maybe isn't necessarily the song for him to like continue with. It maybe feel like hey, I'm back. And then we get something else. I don't know.
We love to play with these random songs sometimes. So this might not be his theme moving forward. Right.
Right. Because it felt like something out of a James Bond movie. You know, so tell the girls.
It sounded like a crooner from the 40s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It felt more appropriate for MJF, right, than it does Hook.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
yeah. Interesting. But anyhow,
the
Hook comes out.
Could have used this.
Yes. Yeah. Hook comes out. He takes out Yuta. Hook is back, and he came in
like
hot.
that.
Yep. I will say, jump ahead just a little bit. In our main event, we get the Ops. No Hook.
No even mention of Hook. Like, not even in the same room, same breath.
Because the last time we saw Hook, he came to help Team AEW, which had Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe's like, get in here, buddy. And Hook's like, nah. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we have to address that.
Yeah. Because this isn't like Wardlow, who made his return at Forbidden Door, and then like having to talk to Roderick Strong. Like, we've moved past the whatever that was, right? Like, but Hook is the Ops. You know what I mean? He kind of is the Genesis member. It was Samoa Joe who took him under his wing. So interesting. All right. So we move on from that to MJF. He ended up losing at Forbidden Door, and we caught up with him right after that match at Forbidden Door, and he is pissed. Gives us some little nuggets of information here. First off, he has to give 7 days notice now on his contract. So it's no longer Hangman wins a Iron Man match and then has to go up against MJF. I like that. But then also he addresses Mark Briscoe. So the match saw shenanigans. We think Hangman lost, but his foot was on the rope. MJF is getting pissed. Mark Briscoe comes out, kind of distracts MJF. Hangman, being a smart babyface, is like, oh, the ref ain't looking? Fuck you, bitch. And hits him upside the head, pins him. So MJF says, Mark Briscoe, you're fucking next. And then lastly, he says, Hangman, the next time I fight you, it's not just going to be for the title. It's going to be for your soul. So what do you think that means?
Yeah. Didn't he also work in there that like, did he throw around some idea that like, he's not going to let anybody else win this title either? Am I misremembering?
Yeah, potentially. No, that could be something.
Something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought the promo was good. The match too, like Hangman and MJF here. I thought they involved a little too many others at the end there, right? And then this, and the razzle dazzle. And then like, I think they didn't need that because they were putting on a great story prior to it. But you know, if they were trying to make easy transitions into the outs of these stories, I guess they pulled that off here.
Yeah. I like the tone of MJF here. It wasn't poo-poo or, oh, I'm unjustly, whatever.
It wasn't back to the salesman stuff. It was rage.
Yeah. Yeah, because he did do the, hey, I was unjustly victimized here by the loss, but now, because of it, I've raised the stakes to, again, I'm just interested with I'm going to take your soul. Because I thought where he was going was, all right, the next time it's going to be Texas death, right? Like you think you're the king of that match. Now I'm going to beat you at your own fucking match. But it wasn't that. So we'll see. We'll see where we go. Yeah. Because he's also still pissed at the fans too. He kept on saying, I made him bleed. You boo me. He does the same fucking thing and you cheer him. You guys are idiots. So
make it a 5 stages of MJF match. All right.
Well, let's not be shocked, or I would not be shocked if he does another 5 labors of Jericho, but to Hangman, and he's got to go through John Silver, Kenny Omega, a tag match with the Young Bucks, like Swerve Strickland, and then
he's not in the power position to make him do that. So
we'll see. It's very interesting. I'm curious to see where we go. Okay, so we get next some tag team action. We get Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron taking on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Great match, I thought, but what'd you think?
Just felt, great match, but it felt like an exhibition, right? Felt like the opening match at the carnival, right? Like it just kind of, was there.
The thing that made me aggravated is Megan Bayne was this skyrocket to the championship and now just feels like another person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
she is just another person. Yeah.
So what do you think we could do to kind of jumpstart that push or interest? Get rid of Penelope Ford? What do you got?
I mean, yes. So, we had our little PD Pump idea, but that's not going to get Megan Bayne over the top, right? That's just kind of like a stall technique to add some comedy flavor. Mm-hmm. The problem is that you didn't do it when the iron was hot is because the only trick she's got, I think, is this queen goddess that can throw bitches around. And we ran through that and didn't strike on it. So I don't know. I would probably readdress the gimmick somehow. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be the queen anymore. We've already got Athena acting as like the dark queen and stuff like that. So like we can't have you know what I mean? Like she's gonna do something else, but I don't know what. You got some ideas?
I would say we need to learn more about her. That's where, I'm not a huge origin promos just maybe, for promo. Where you come from? Why are you this way? I know how Penelope Ford was like, essentially the way their partnership started was Penelope Ford going to Megan Bayne is like, hey, we're both heels. Wouldn't it be cool if we teamed up? And Megan Bayne's like, I guess you can help me, right? But why is she still around? Because now you're losing matches and she's hanging around you. Is she the weak link? That's what I would do. Sit down interviews. Talk with JR. I think a JR sit down interview on Collision would be good, right? Let's learn about who the fuck. I don't even know what her voice sounds like. Do you know what she sounds like? I've never heard her talk.
Not really. No, I maybe she said a few words, but I don't remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, That's the part is just, I want to know about her because we have ran through the silent assassin killer gimmick, right? Now on the other side of this, Chris
What if we did a Wizard of Oz gimmick and you just made her like Oz?
Yeah. Worked for Kevin Nash.
Right?
Yeah. Worked for him. That's how I know him. Right? Yeah. That was his best gimmick. I don't know of any others.
Yeah. I mean, she would fit, right? She's big, tall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Five moves of doom. Fits all right there.
Great and powerful. Yeah.
Now, on the other side of this tag match, we had Chris
Statlander. Tony. Great ideas. Hire us.
Harley Cameron. They end up winning the match, but after the match, Megan Bain, Penelope Ford are attacking the two of them, and Willow comes out dressed like your favorite art teacher with her shirt tucked into her Levi's. Like it's 1998.
Kids these days, they dress like it's, yeah.
Look, I told you this once before, and I'll say it again. The one thing I do love is that jean shorts are coming back because I fucking love some jean shorts.
Yes.
Love them. But
I'll say this: I like the kids are wearing the baggy jeans again, and stuff too.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, good. Yes. The oversized clothes. I'm like, all right, good on you.
Yeah.
You know,
my thing, even though I'm in this stupid collared shirt because of work, my favorite fashion is stuff I can't feel. Oversized this, like I don't want to fucking form. Fuck out of here. I want to move my goddamn arms.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, with this,
when you're doing things, it's way cooler when your clothes are all baggy, right? Like, if you know,
everyone wants to be, whether it's man or female, everyone wants to feel like TLC and Creep. Remember that video when they're in their pajamas and stuff? Like everyone wants to feel that way. Yeah. If you don't, what are you doing? Anyhow, Statlander, Harley Cameron. Willow comes out. She helps. Harley Cameron, kind of dumb to the whole what's going on, hugging everyone. Willow even was like, hey, but Statlander this time is like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to you. So what say you about that side of this equation?
I wish we didn't go quite there just yet. I would have had it like seem like, okay, this is going to work now. And then we lean more into she gets recruited to Statlander to the Death Riders, and that squashes that. Like right when Willow's like, all right, this can work. And Statlander's like, I think so. And then, fucking Kansas City comp punt. And initiation begins.
I'll tell you how I would like for this to go down. Harley Cameron still's doing they seem like best friends
mate.
to me.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, right?
You guys should be friends.
Side note, she was talking about how in their post-match interview on AEW socials, she was like, we need a tag name. We should be the Bushwhackers. And Statlander was like, that one's already been taken. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I'll think of mothers. Yeah. But what I would do is have Harley be this like, oh no, they're great. They love each other while they're like kind of brooding. But they're accepting of each other, right? Now they will stand in the same room together, that kind of stuff. But you get to a point where like they're slowly.
What if they would do the Hager Wardlow stare downs? Was that
a little bit, yeah. But then they would start warming up to each other, right? You warm up, and then let's just do a Dynamite match where Willow beats Julia Hart, right? Willow beats Julia Hart. She's celebrating. Guess who comes out to kick her ass? Marina Shafir, because those two really hate each other, right? So Marina Shafir beating up Willow, pop, 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 pop. Harley Cameron comes down. Marina just tosses her, get the fuck out of here. That leads Statlander to come down. Statlander comes in, looks at Marina, goes to punch her, turns the other way, punches Willow right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Harley Cameron gets back in the ring and is like, hey. And then mollywop right to the face of Harley Cameron, break her nose again, right? I'm fucking have her nose heal just to fucking break it again. And then now you got Statlander in the Death Riders. That's how I would do it.
You could get a run of Harley Cameron getting her nose broken every time it finally heals, right? 3 weeks. Oh, it's healed again. Somebody opens the door right into her face.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
Fucking back.
Oh, Tim. Think of this. Okay, so let's do that serious moment, right? Where Harley's nose finally heals. Statlander breaks her heart and her nose. Whop, does it again. Then we just have
Harley. They're like, the face reveal, her face is back. And everybody's like, yeah.
But then to make it comedy, one segment that just came to my mind when you said that was, So that's the serious part. We get through the serious part. Now Harley Cameron's just hanging around, right?
Yeah.
Have her face heel. Hey, everyone. And she talks to Renee. And Renee's like, that's great. Yep. Renee leaves the interview. And Harley like, this is awesome. And then a door opens, breaks her nose, but it's a returning Orange Cassidy because he doesn't realize what's around him. He doesn't give a shit. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, he just,
and just walks. And he's like, my nose.
That's what I mean. Like, it's always something, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I would do.
Even on a, like, okay, so it's not Renee, it's Alex Marvez this time, right? And he's like, what say you? And he, like, too aggressively puts the microphone out and bam!
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. That's what I would do for a little bit with Harley after we get past the seriousness. Because I do think Statlander, because you could do Marina and Statlander versus Harley and Willow, and then that's where we get more Statlander in the Death Riders as part of the group. All right. Like so we book that motherfucker. Hell yeah. We keep the women's action going because then we get Mercedes Moné. Why?
9 belts, Moné.
Again, I said this on Blue Sky, but I mean, win the East Tennessee Mud Flap Championship. Like, who the fuck cares at this point? It's boring. I'm going to get hired by AEW. We all know this. The first thing I'm going to fucking do is I'm going to hold a town hall.
Know it?
We all know it.
We all know it.
Yeah, we all know it's going to
And if you don't.
It's soft then.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to happen. We all fucking know it. The first thing I'm going to do, Tony Khan's like, hey, let's shake on it. I'm going to sign the fucking thing to make sure I got a contract. And then they're going to do like a pre-tape meeting, right? With the whole crew. Introduce me. Hi, I'm Thomas, right? I'm going to walk up. I'm like, hey, lifelong fan.
Reputation precedes him, but here's Tom.
Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, you started Dynamite on my birthday. It feels like destiny that I would be a part of this promotion. Love everything about it. But, and then everyone's going to look at me. I go, but winning is fucking boring. Stop just always, no one gives a fuck. Like the Hurt Syndicate and Mercedes Moné are the same fucking thing. Oh, did you win again? Fucking neat. What's interesting about that? Like, I don't care. It's not, but, and this is again where I'm going to break their minds down and make them better fucking pro wrestlers. You know the two most interesting fucking people are in AEW, at least in my opinion, right there. Two most interesting. Hangman and MJF. And what do? They win and they lose.
A lot.
That's of both, right? And that's what makes them interesting. If you just have this thing where I'm only a top guy or girl by winning, no one fucking cares.
To me, I've always thought it should be like baseball. Like, what's the best team in baseball's percentage record right now?
Yeah.
Like what
68%.
Yeah. So like that's losing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you wrestlers should lose, 40% of the time when you're the best wrestlers. You know what I mean?
And also it just makes it more interesting. So you've lost. Now what does that do to your personality? Now that you've won from losing, what does that do to your person? Like, it makes you a more complex character that's relatable.
Trial through hardship.
Yeah. Or perseverance through bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? They both play, but if
especially
you just
with how wrestling is set up, you can get you can get knocked out randomly, you can get the tights pulled, you can get the whatever. Like, there's so many ways to cheaply loot. Like, it doesn't mean you're a worse wrestler than the person who beat you. It meant they beat you at that moment, at that time when the bell sounded.
Yeah, it's just, So for this segment, anyhow, she comes dressed out like a fucking top of a Christmas tree, and she's talking about how Ultimo Dragon had 10, and I'm going to crush that record. Fucking neat.
Yeah,
literally no one comes out and is like, I'm going to kick your ass. She talks down Alex Windsor and does her stupid British accent, which she's a heel, so it's not supposed to be good, hopefully. And that was the segment. Fucking neat. Yeah. I would have legitimately, if that segment happens, another thing that you can definitely count on me. If that segment happens in Dynamite when we're there, I'm going to yell, what the fuck was this?
That feels like they were like, shit, we advertised Mercedes Moné on the posters. we got to get Mercedes Moné out there. We don't have a story right now. We don't have a match, but just go say something so these people don't ask for refunds.
Yeah, and even to the point where like Renee is just also co-signing Mercedes. She's like, oh, you are the best. It's last thing I'll say too about this is she's also not she's not winning in heelish ways. She's just winning. So that gives another thing of like, why would I boo you? I don't.
Yeah.
You just you
well,
win.
Your grading personality, but yeah.
But like, who cares at that point? And again,
boo you.
Yeah. Like, she has great matches.
It's not a heat. It's more of a like, right? Like it's a get away.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a heat. It's not the Yuta heat. We want Yuta out there so we can yell at Yuta. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want you out there so we can yell at you. We just want you gone.
I mean, Mercedes is the AEW definition of an eye roll. Like when she walks out, you just go, fucking whatever. At least with the Hurt Syndicate, we can fucking chant something fun, you know? Not with Mercedes. She is boring.
CEO,
but
CEO.
I'll say this. She's been a heel, I think, the majority of her time in AEW, if not all of it.
Essentially. I mean, if it wasn't, it was to set it up. Yeah.
Yeah. If she goes babyface, she has to learn how to dance because that shit is fucking awful. But I'm hoping that's because she's a heel, right? Like you do the stupid
Inferno
thing.
Never had to learn how to dance.
Who liked Disco Inferno?
Come on, man. This move?
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. All right, we keep it going with another interview, but this is a pre-taped interview from Mark Briscoe. And Mark Briscoe talks about how
17.
He goes, hey, guess what? We just had this baby delivered to us by a bird, like it's a cartoon. Just fucking dropped it out of its beak, and now this is ours, right?
That's how he explains to the other kids how that's their.
I would hope so. Wouldn't that be funny? And they all look at birds up there, like, is that one going to be my sister? You know. But he talks about how he wasn't going to let MJF beat Hangman that way. So if you want to fight, let's fucking get down with the get down. And then he says,
But wouldn't you just like, look at the baby? All right, get this the fuck out of here. Now I'm going to fucking kill you.
Well, because he said he didn't want the baby to hear the language. Because he was going to get,
but like.
But then he talks about how Kyle Fletcher, he turns his attention to Kyle Fletcher and he goes, hey, you mentioned me after you retained your TNT championship, which that's what he did at Forbidden Door. And we've got wins over each other. I think you don't think you can beat me. So why don't you try that again, sucker? And you do it for the TNT championship on the line. What say you about that?
I feel like they're just spending some time doing the cross, but he's not winning that TNT championship. I don't think anybody's beating Kyle Fletcher in a short amount of time here, right? We got to give Kyle Fletcher a little bit of time with this thing to make it mean anything.
Yeah.
This is set up so MJF's going to run in and fuck with him or something,
Something. Yeah. That's what I would think. I could easily see it also being MJF jumps Briscoe in the ring before the match starts. Kyle Fletcher just walks in, rings the bell.
Pays off the Callis family to all just beat him down, just stomp him out.
Yeah, and then puts his hand on him. He wins, ha ha ha, and he's out of there. I don't know. We'll see that.
You trying to set him on fire?
I mean, he did say next time I'm going to. Ooh, what if AEW...
We've set people on fire on AEW before.
Yes. Remember Jack Perry? We'll get to Jack Perry in just a second. But I was also thinking, what if AEW says, fuck that death match barbed wire thing we tried with Omega and Moxley, and let's do a fucking Inferno. Wire. Yeah, well, no, let's do a fucking fire one where they're all, and it's MJF and Briscoe. Yeah, that'd be fun. They need to do the exploding. They need to do that match again because of the dud of the fireworks. They have to do it one more time. Like
if it duds the second time, you're fucked.
But yeah, but you have to be like.
The thing is, like, you can't even just do an okay version with this one. You have to go like fucking. And now you might be risking limits of the fire marshal.
But yeah, you would have to get too crazy. Like the match that would make sense for the most, besides, I'm joking kind of about the Briscoe and MJF. But if you were to do it, would be Jack Perry and Darby Allin, because they both don't give a fuck.
Yeah. They remember what they should have done was the next week they should have come out and been like, yeah, we're not murderers, man. We had it rigged to blow like that the whole time. You're the sicko who wanted somebody to actually get blown up in this match. Psycho, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Everyone's like, yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Played it off like that was how we meant it to do, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but, well, actually, hold on. Before we go to the next thing, since we are on the side quest, the absolute best thing to come out of the exploding barbed wire death match, the absolute best fucking thing was when Kenny Omega tried to cover that he wasn't going to blow him up. He wanted him to look stupid. And he said, remember when Eddie Kingston came out and he laid down on the ground and goes, 69 me, Don, 69 me, because he was making fun of Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. That's the best thing to come out of the whole thing. That was, great match. But that's the best thing.
Well, and watching that back too was Don Callis not knowing what he was doing at first. He's like, what? On television?
All right.
I thought we only did that in the hotel.
Well, Canadian hug. All right. Good for me. Just goes out there.
This is just what we call Canadian camaraderie. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys are the weirdos, not us. Okay. So now let's get back into the action. We get, speaking of Don Callis, the Don Callis family, consisting of Takeshita,
the Don
Okada.
Callis extended family at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Takeshita, Okada, Hechicero, Josh Alexander. Also accompanying Don Callis, Wardlow. Now, we saw at the pay-per-view, Okada defeats Swerve Strickland. Post-match, we get Wardlow takes out Prince Nana, and they take out the shit out of Swerve's knee. Mm-hmm. Wardlow aligns himself with Don Callis. What'd you think of that first part? And then I got a second part for you too.
I think my like, hey, if I had to write this, we think Swerve has to miss some time for rehab or surgery or whatever. So they do a knee thing. It can go away. Whether Wardlow is still there or not, Don Callis and him having some fucking wrestlers will likely be. So that's who Swerve can immediately take out upon return, right? Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was kind of an easy out.
Yeah, I thought, so here's the second part. Well, I'll address the first part, actually. Sorry. I'll say it felt awkward that Okada would really be the one that fucked up Swerve. But then Wardlow would also come out and fuck up Swerve.
Fuck him up.
But they're like in our minds.
Do that together. Yeah.
But like in our minds, then Swerve's going to go after It's like both of them did it. Go after both of them. Like, why the fuck? Yeah.
It's the whole family. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow.
What was Wardlow beefing with Swerve? Did I miss why he?
Yeah. We haven't got that explanation yet. Hopefully we do on Collision. Now, the second part of this was Wardlow getting accepted into the family at Forbidden Door. So he fist bumps Lance Archer. He high fives Alexander, all this stuff. And then Takeshita walks out. And he's like, who the fuck is this guy? And we get this like, you think you're the man? I'm the man in this fucking group, right? Now, I don't know if you caught this on Dynamite. Don Callis doing the whole introductions of every fucking person. Takeshita gets his own little introduction. He walks out. As he's walking out, though, Wardlow's doing the whole Jake Hager thing where he's like, fuck this guy. I don't like him at all. So, my guess is Don Callis is going to kick Takeshita out of the family, and we're going to get babyface Takeshita first going up against Wardlow. And I think the ultimate payoff, hear me out, the ultimate payoff is he's going to take the title off of Okada. That's my bet. He's going to be the one. So you're going to get Okada beats Speedball and all these people at pay-per-views. Once Takeshita's done with Wardlow, I'm taking the title because that's the title of Don Callis's family. Mm-hmm. Get you, bitch. What do you think about that?
I can buy into that. I don't think a face run for Takeshita is going to last much longer than that, though.
Yeah, I think people still like him, and he won the G1, so they kind of want to cash in on that, but you still need someone
you have to have a crowd engaging, charismatic personality, and I haven't seen that out of Takeshita. Whether that's a language barrier or whatever, like, I don't feel like he opens up and engages the crowd, you know what I mean, in any way. Now, I mean, he hasn't had to, I guess, in a long time here. Like, he hadn't been set up as, like, a noted, you know what I mean, pointed face, so we'll see.
I would also think he needs something extra, like a "we hurt people" or Okada saying "bitch," right? Like he needs that thing too, some hook to catch with the fans. That would probably be the thing that would help him the best. All right, but they're taking on Don Callis Family, that is, Jet Speed, and as mentioned, our new AEW World Tag Team Champions, Brodito, Brody King, and Bandito. For those that are just taking Rosetta Stone, Bandito is Spanish for bandit. There you go. There's your lesson of the day. So yeah, we get some fun. What'd you think of the match?
Yeah, it was a tag team wrestling match, right? Like it was a lot of I'm in, I'm out, and jet speed involved. You get a lot of that, right? A lot of the hold your hand wrestling and stuff like that. We got a bunch of that. Man, I still, with the Brody King, like this is fun. It's a tag team title run. You can't really shit on it too much, but I just still feel like he's just lost in the fold of these multi-men matches. You know, like I gotta do something with this guy.
Right there. That's what you do with Brody King. You make him bleed and you give him the TNT championship. Too many people fucking love him, especially, and I'm not trying to make this a political thing at all. However, we know his political leanings. Fucking cash in on that shit. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're coming to the peak of all this bullshit.
Big, impressive looking dude, right?
Yeah, he's not going to be. Yeah, he's not going to be the soy boy thing that conservatives want to talk shit on. Like,
yeah,
if you want to be, again, I've always said this about every promotion, but especially now, if you want to fucking stick it to WWE, you can't be diet WWE. You got to be the opposite. And the opposite of Cody Rhodes is Brody King. Yeah. And I even fucking take this off. I put on the real championship, and that's your fucking guy. You want to be with MAGA or you want to be with us? And motherfucker, I'll be with right here. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got to cash in on that. That's what I think. Anyhow. The other thing I think from this tag match, though, is he's a fun wrestler. I like the da-da. But Kevin Knight needs to front kick Speedball Mike Bailey in that punchable face. That's the next thing.
Yeah. Kevin Knight is already one of the coolest people in the room, but he could use to lean into the suave and the cool a little more. And yeah, Speedball ain't along for that ride, right? It just can't happen. Whether it's face or heel, the Speedball can't be there for Kevin Knight getting more cool because we've reached the limits of cool with the Speedball, right?
Well, I also think, and maybe this is me just looking at his face and wanting to punch it, I feel like Speedball fits the chicken shit Ricochet character better. Like, eventually, I feel like Ricochet is going to go into a more serious role, especially now that he's with the Hurt Syndicate, pairing off with the Hurt Syndicate. So you're going to need someone else that gets the bald chance. You know, I know not that specifically for Speedball, but you get what I'm saying? That, like, that needs to be... He needs to fill that role once Ricochet gets serious.
Yeah.
So,
I don't hate that.
All right. So after the match, we get, well, the Don Callis Family wins. After the match, we get boots to all the fucking people here and bop, 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 right? And Don Callis, you guys are fucking the best of all time. You leave. Next up, because remember, put a pin in Don Callis. We'll get back to him in a second. Next up, we get our AEW Men's World Champion, Hangman Adam Page, and he addresses the crowd. First, he says, Ospreay, get well soon. Thank you. I'll be here for you when you come back. He says, MJF, you're a pussy, basically. And then before he goes any farther, Don Callis comes back out. And he goes, hey, I want that belt. Last time I had it, I had the weak link, Kenny Omega. He's a piece of shit. And we're going to get that belt from you. But who are we going to get the belt? Who's going to take it from you? They all walk around the ring. Hangman, again, being the smart guy, he's like, well, I know how this is going to go, so I'm going to at least get one of you. And he jumps out of the ring. He's hitting them. Bop, 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 bop. They all jump. Jet Speed comes out. They get fucking taken out. And then Kenny Omega runs out, makes the save, and we get the reunited with no one else a part of this. No Ibushi or anything like that. Just a Hangman and Kenny Omega hug. What do you think of that? Did you cry? I did.
Omega. No. Interesting. We'll see where we go. I feel like every time I see Kenny Omega the last several times, I feel like they're like, we got Kenny Omega. Do something, Kenny. Go out there and do something. And he's like, all right, I did something. Yeah, you did something, right? And that's just kind of all we're doing here, right? Now, this could be cool, right? A Kenny and Hangman, but like, doesn't that dilute, like, Hangman's the world champion here? And it's like.
So this is what I think. First off, I'm just going to say this as an observation. I mean, no ill will or anything like that. Kenny Omega looked fucking weird last night. His gut was bigger than his abs, or his gut was bigger than his pecs. He was clean shaven, but kind of looked
recently,
strung out.
Especially with the clean shaven. I said Kenny Omega looks like somebody asked AI to make a real life Simpsons character. You know what I mean? He looks odd. He even looks yellow.
Proportions.
Like
yeah. His proportions aren't matching up, and I don't know. Again, maybe diverticulitis, all that, but like just looked awkward. But he'll look better. He's great. He's Kenny Omega, right? Now, this is what I think we're gonna do. I don't think anyone from Don Callis Family is going to take out Hangman, right? So we're just going to have him beat Wardlow, right? That'll probably be the first one, Wardlow. I think we're eventually going to get Kenny Omega looking at Hangman saying, hey, brother, I've been helping you out a lot. You remember that first
title looks nice.
Title that you won was from me. Well, and I get that. And he could even say, I never got my championship rematch against you. Now that you're a champion, why don't we try it again?
Get that
role reversal. I would do a role reversal. Obviously not heel Hangman, but a little bit of a, hey, Kenny, why don't you prove it to me? Why don't you prove why you think you're the number one contender?
Yeah, you think you can just walk back in here and ask, dumbass? Yeah.
That's what I think would be fun. Or
could be good.
Or you just have the most fun and you say, well, we really relive the good old times and let's go after those tag team championships. And then you get Brody King and Bandito going, fuck you talking about? And then we get some of that fun shit. I don't know. Could be fun. All right. Then we get to our main event. As mentioned, the Ops with no hook. It's Samoa Joe, Shibata, Powerhouse Hobbs taking on Ricochet and GOA. And this was cool. Well, I mean, fine. What'd you think?
Do we get a name for the Ricochet group at any point, or is it just going to be Ricochet and GOA? They're never going to add it. It's just going to be a trio forever and just Ricochet and GOA.
I think so.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. This was fine.
Yeah. I didn't like it. This is why I didn't like it.
Again, I just thought it was fine.
No. The match was fine. I'm talking about like the end result and then the fallout from it. And this is why. I understand in AEW, we want clean wins, clean losses. And I'm not against that. And as I mentioned earlier, you're more interesting if you lose because that seems like what will you do from there, right? But how am I supposed to take the Hurt Syndicate seriously when the Ops beat Ricochet and GOA? They lift up Ricochet because he's all battered and bruised. The music for the Hurt Syndicate hits. So GOA just lets Ricochet fall. And the Hurt Syndicate can't outfight GOA. Like they have to battle to the back. They just got their ass kicked by the Ops. Like,
yeah.
And now you're struggling with this? Like, what the fuck? It just, I didn't like any of it. But let's go back to Forbidden Door. So as mentioned, triple threat. We get new tag team champions. It's Bandito and Brody King. Now, the Hurt Syndicate were not involved in the finish because they got jumped by GOA and Ricochet. Apparently, the motive behind this was Ricochet going back to when he got kicked out of trying to join the Hurt Syndicate, and that's why he wanted to cost him this now. So what do you think about all of that fun stuff?
Seeing that and that video of them, like him just playing the video of that happening, Ricochet, it reminded me, I was like, all right, I'm going to hope that I remember this next time we see something. We'll be like, why did they do that? That doesn't make sense. Why did they just do that one week and not ever readdress that? Is hopefully maybe they're planting the seeds for something like this, because this feels like this can get personal and violent fast.
The one interesting thing I also thought from Forbidden Door and then fast forwarding to Dynamite here is no MVP. Now, peeking behind the curtain, I don't think maybe he can travel internationally because the jail time.
Well, he was there because you showed me that Taz video, right? Where they did the Taz appreciation thing. He was in that crowd.
Oh, he was? I didn't catch him in that. Okay, maybe. All right.
Pretty sure. I have to go back and watch it again, but
yeah,
pretty sure that was him. Yeah.
Okay. So
wearing a hat.
Yeah, but no MVP so far. So I get it in the match. And again, maybe peeking behind the curtain, he couldn't go to London because he served some jail time. And I don't know how that works, but potentially that may be the reason. But then he also wasn't here on TV helping the Hurt Syndicate, take your cane and hit someone in the head with it or in the back, do something, but no MVP.
More often. It's a weapon.
I think so. Yeah. So that was interesting.
Freddie Blassie stuff. He'd be tripping people in the ring. You know what I mean? All kinds of stuff.
I tell you what, I'd rather him do that kind of stuff than be on commentary and just talk about how all AEW tag teams are fucking chumps. Tired of that shit. God, man. Again, going back to the Mercedes thing. You all aren't interesting because you just fucking rinse, repeat winning. And I don't care about that. Yeah. I don't care. It's not fun.
At least he can throw a car door. And
Dude, yeah. It's just, I don't know. I apologize. That was not the main event. The actual main event was a train wreck in the best ways. And also, brother, what are you made of? So we get Claudio Castagnoli versus Darby Allin, who just gets thrown into chairs, landing spine first, fucking gets thrown into the announcer's table.
I saw somebody said the reason he has a tattoo of a spine on his back is so the doctors know where to put it back after these matches.
Yeah, no shit. The one that got me was, the press to the outside into the table. He hits knee first to where like the bottom half of his kneecap down to his foot just bends with the rest of his body going the other way. How, man? I don't get this. Like, I'm being dead serious. He must legitimately be in pain and just be like, oh, I guess this is normal, and just doesn't care about that.
I don't know, man. It's the Mick Foley-esque kind of thing where we're like, why do you keep doing this, man? Like, what do you...
Well, at least with Mick Foley, it looked... Because here's the thing with Darby Allin that I still think is the most impressive, and maybe it's age, but goddamn, he's taking a lot of big bumps. He walks around fine. Like, at least with Mick Foley, he looked like he was fucking barely hanging on.
Yeah,
Darby's just like,
looks like a guy's been thrown off of buildings his whole fucking life.
Yeah. Darby Allin's out here like, yeah, what's up? We'll just walk down to the ring.
Like he's a small dog just running around.
Yeah.
So it's your neighborhood Chihuahua. Like, goddamn, you're 25 years old.
Honestly, I would be nervous if they got him into like a physical rehab facility, like a spa and like all of that kind of stuff. Cause then he'd be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not calloused up anymore. And then when they just try like a suplex, he'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Everything breaks. Yeah.
This is the worst. It's like, that was a suplex.
Every joint in your body separate at the same time.
Yeah.
Goddamn spa day.
Yeah. So we get, again, Darby, Claudio. These two are starting to pair off really well. I like that Claudio's like, oh, I'll be the big giant fucking guy and throw all the stuff.
Yeah, this kind of feels like Razor and the 1, 2, 3 Kid, right?
Yeah. Oh, good call. Yeah, definitely good call. I will say, again, to these former WWE people like Mercedes and Hurt Syndicate, take from Claudio. He loses this match, but does anyone next week go like, oh, he can't beat anyone again? No, he can't.
Yeah, no, we all know
he could beat everyone. If we could book it and it'd be serious and we'd all take it serious. Anyhow, so Darby wins. after the match, he's like, hey, we're going to celebrate. Well, I don't know, Diet Coke of Conor McGregor's Gabe Kidd comes out and he attacks Darby Allin and then he gets beat up. Then John Moxley comes out and he's like, I'm going to finish the job. And so he's like, I'm going to kill Darby. Darby getting beat up. I don't know if you caught this. Crowd starts chanting for one Eddie Kingston. Did you catch that?
Yeah, because we miss Eddie.
Yeah, well, I even told him, like, I go, hey, I'm going to kick you, most likely, if Eddie comes out. She's like, I don't want to be kicked. I was like, I don't want to kick you, but that might be the thing that happens because I'm going to have to get something out of my body.
Be ready to flee the room if you hear
yeah. No Eddie, though. So Darby flees, runs out there, and then just runs into the night. Gabe Kidd, John Moxley, pissed off. They can't find him. And that's how we end our Dynamite at 2300 Arena. What'd you think?
Good. I feel like we're flowing right out of the stories of Forbidden Door. Fine, right? Like, I don't feel like we're there's no awkward moments here. I don't feel like we're just kind of moving along. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good where things were. Forbidden Door was really good, minus a couple of results. And, Dynamite was action-packed. I was excited. Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I loved every result.
The worst part about the shirt is now I've got to go, like, visit you to get it. Like the shirt, if you mail me the shirt, that's fine. I don't wear a shirt, but you. That's
What do we miss from Forbidden Door? All right, let's see. So we've talked about Will Ospreay getting kicked out of the promotion for a while because he's hurt. Mm-hmm. I guess the Young Bucks coming out to Mbop was fun. And then their chastising of the production crew before the event started, saying, get all these, barbed wire and stuff. We want it all there. And so then they grab their first thing that they think are thumbtacks, gummy bears. Mm-hmm. I thought that was fun. Yeah. I also liked how Kenny Omega put it in, I think, Matt Jackson's mouth, and he sold it like it was thumbtacks. He was like, oh. Kicked it out. I was like, thought that was fun. We talked about Hangman, MJF. Timeless Tony Storm and Athena. What'd you think of the match? What'd you think about Timeless Tony Storm putting on that chicken wang and beating old Athena straight up?
Doing the whole makeup get up and whatever that was. Tony Storm's the best. I couldn't hate it. The match was fine. Really good match. This one I feel like kind of probably flew right under maybe expectations, right? It just kind of happened, right? Because we did a lot of things, I think.
And I also thought it was interesting. So during the match, we get Mina coming out, then we get Billy Starks coming out. So we get all that. But what's interesting is I thought we should have had Athena on Dynamite because Friday night, she's going to defend her ROH championship against Mina. This is where, no offense, but get the fuck out of here, Mercedes. Let's put in Athena, say, Tony, I'll come back for your ass, but Friday night I've got Mina and I'm going to kill her in this arena. Something like that, because now you just lose a championship match and just now defend yours. And I guess that's what we do. That's what, done. Yeah, it felt like something needed to be kind of looped in there. What else we have here? Zack Sabre Jr., Nigel McGuinness. That was a match. I thought that was
I don't
forgettable.
Know. Not into the Zack Sabre Jr. as much as everybody else is,
Well, I'll tell you this much. And again, I hate to be a critic of everyone's physique, but we give a lot of shit to Adam Cole for looking like he does in his underwear. And Zack Sabre Jr. ain't that far behind. He also just has legs and arms. He looks like Gumby. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing physically impressive about that guy. I don't know why he's in underwear.
He doesn't it's not that it's just his face looks like he's, account executive for a tech firm. It's his body does too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, yeah. So, and I like the technical wrestling. Look, if I had to choose between, and people have given me grief about this in the past, and I don't care, I'll say it again. I like European strong style submission wrestling over Lucha Libre. That is what I prefer. But This one was a little bit too nicey nice, right? Like it was too many, and then this, and then there, and then this.
And
it's
then
like
a wrestle hold, and then I'll let you go, and now you get a wrestle hold.
Yeah, but like crank that shit. You know what I mean? Like make it. Oh God, I don't want that. You know, like do a little more of that. That's what I wanted out of this.
Yeah, this felt like a sporting endeavor between friends.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. That's fine. You know. I will say from the Mercedes match, that Bozilla.
But we got the Nigel McGuinness mini movie.
Playing chess and all of that with the British strong style wrestling of the past. Yeah, I thought that was fun. But what I was gonna say about the 4-way, Bozilla, 6'1", 200 and something pounds. They said that's a female Braun Strowman. Yeah, get her.
Yeah.
If again,
Luchasaurus and Bozilla. Get them.
Well, I was thinking if we're going to transition Megan Bayne out of just I'm big and bad and that's all I do, a good way to transition her out of that is have Bozilla say, I'm going to power bomb you through the fucking earth. And then that's when we get Megan Bayne going, I did this because when I was a kid, and I thought I was the biggest. And now, that'd be fun. What else happened here? Ops defeated... Yeah, here it is. The Bullet Club War Dogs. Brother, that promo they did on Collision was one of the worst segments in AEW history. I fucking hated every second of that. That was... And one person was even like, hey, they don't cut promos a lot in New Japan. And I was like, I can fucking tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the problem. That's what yeah. I identified the symptom. You identified the cause.
Yeah. Because side note, really, real quick, I won't make it too far because I know I got to go soon. One thing that aggravates me about pro wrestling fans is if you wrestle well, you're a great wrestler. But if you talk well, and it's like, you got to do both. Like, if you can't talk
wrestling isn't wrestling.
Right.
Seen.
But like Robbie X and Drilla and Clark Connors, if you can't do the talking part, I don't think you should be on fucking pay-per-view.
Did you just make those names up? I don't know.
No, I read it. It's Clark Connors, Drilla Maloney, and Robbie X. I hate the names too.
Yeah.
No. All right, what else?
It's like having the name Kyle Fletcher.
Well, he won as well over Takahashi. Fine. GOA, that we talked about that. And then the Paragon, they defeated whatever the fuck. So yeah, there it is. That was our Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
I like the main card. I thought it got better with each match, right? Like it progressed in a good way. It didn't feel long. Didn't feel 6 hours. We didn't have to do that again. Thank God. Because my rule about pay-per-views, they shouldn't be any longer than The Irishman. If your pay-per-view is longer than the movie The Irishman, you did it wrong. It's not good. But yeah, there you go. Dynamite Collision is coming up. And then you got to wear that shirt. Got a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Yep, you do.
Looking forward to that shirt.
Oh, everyone is. Everyone is. You wouldn't believe
but
all of the...
No.
Yeah, everyone has been hitting me up. Yes, everyone's like, where's Tim wearing the shirt? I go, man, we got a little bit wrapped up in our schedules. And they're like, all right, bring it back.
Everyone.
Bring it. Yeah.
You're talking to yourself again. You should talk to your therapist about this.
Talking to all these people right over here.
Like, who do you think my therapist is? Myself.
Yeah. Talking to all those people right there. That's who's talking to me. Yep.
Love it.
Dang it. All right. Anyhow.
Well, everybody should, hit us up. Like I said, aewrapup@gmail.com if you want to be like Ash Hendricks and get us a call or something that we'll play here. Or you can find us on the Blue Sky. All the links are at allelitewrapup.com. And,
I will see you next week, dumbass.